42, so number 39 and 40. Do you want to talk to those, Matt?
Sure, this is the contracts for police, dispatch, and sergeants. A lot of work goes into that, a lot of time and effort to get to here. Obviously, we've agreed on where we stand and what we're doing. Very similar to the big ticket items that we talked about that we had with the fire department. It's exactly the same with the police department. So it's the 8, 5, 3, and 3. And there's little things contained therein. You guys got a copy of that. I mean, there's really nothing other than, I think there's a small stipend for dispatch for a certification, but a lot of it was just language cleanup in there, so. That's essentially the high level piece of that.
And one of the reasons that I intend to call an executive after correspondence today, we'll be able to ask questions about that one if we want to, that would fall within the confines of an executive session.
Do we want to try and do this 1, 2, 3 after the executive session?
I believe that was the intent, thank you.
I mean, we're more than halfway through the year, and this applies to this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Got ahead of myself.
For both of them?
Yeah, for both of
39 and
them,
40?
yeah. Okay, 41. Who would like to talk to this one? Mr. G?
Mr. Goodenny.
So this is, you guys have had a number of these opioid settlements, obviously. This one we got notified about 2 weeks ago of, for Discount Drug Mart. They're offering a little over $5,000 to the city. There's not really a downside to accepting it. We don't necessarily have any specific claims against them, but they're still willing to offer us that monetary amount, so. If council does want to participate in the settlement, we have until August 1st to send them the notification, so could be requesting a 1, 2, 3 on this tonight.
Okay. Anyone have any questions on 41? Anyone object to 1, 2, 3 on that, based on the timeline? Okay. All right, so that takes us down to 42. Mayor, how do you want to talk about this one?
So there's an awful lot contained there, and I believe through our conversation, this is what we're gonna talk about in executive.
Yeah.
Kind of go over all the stuff that's contained therein, so I think that'd be more appropriate there.
To hold off. Okay. 43. I can talk about this one. This is the ordinance that I have talked to some of you, I think everybody at some point in time, about the potential to introduce legislation to repeal the eligibility for members of council to have health care. We can, I believe, Mark, this qualifies to talk about an executive as well because it's compensation related.
Yeah.
Okay. So we could hold off on that one unless anyone has pressing questions right now. And then that takes us down to ordinance 44.
So this is the manor house roof replacement, and I will hand this off to Dia, or Pete, or both. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Getting a roof? Yeah, we're getting a roof. We had 2 bids for the public bid opening. If you do the alternate that we want to do, which would be the gutters and the downspouts, kind of do everything all at once, which makes sense, as recommended by the architect, Bialowski, who's here tonight. If you guys have any questions. Came in right within $10,000 of each other. We do recommend durable slate, because they are a slate company. The other company is not necessarily, they're just a general contractor. So we recommend to go with probably the best company to do, slate's a difficult, more tedious process, so we recommend that. That's where we are.
I have a question. How long is a slate roof expected to last?
There are some variables, but in the tune of easily 50 to 75 years.
And do we have any visibility of how many more major repairs the Long Manors would need, or is this?
This is the most largest impact one, because obviously with the roof, you want to keep the water out of the house. That's been the biggest problem, because I think a lot of times they make progress, water gets in, they gotta redo it all over again. So buttoning up the roof, keeping in mind that we still have the Longwood Manor Historical Society. By the way, they're gonna have, what's it called? New Day Cleveland, I think, is tomorrow. So they're gonna be
Oh,
there
really?
looking at it, and it's gonna be on
Yeah,
TV, but.
yeah.
They do all that work through donations and things like that. We support it with nominal things here and there, but they're kind of running that project, so.
I saw back in 13, they did an artificial slate, is that not an option?
That was
Or
just
is
a
that-
portion, it wasn't the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, is that?
They didn't even do it, that was just, it was, the idea was floated, but because I think it's a historical building, I believe we have to go back.
I mean, obviously, it is a thing, it is an option, synthetic slate, but like the mayor said, it's a historical building, it's on the registry, and you have to maintain so much of the building to be like, you know, to be
Keep it on the
maintained
registry.
historical status.
Do we qualify for any sort of grants through
Yeah.
the state because of the historical status?
They have looked at some, and I know they applied for some, but we didn't get
Okay.
anything. I mean, I think they got one, didn't they, there was a small one, for like $1,000.
They would have to as
Oh, the
their
historical
501c3
Okay.
apply for it.
Okay.
So,
Take notes of all that capital as well.
Sure.
and we have done foundation work in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, we've done a lot, we've done some work in the basement, you know, nowhere near as pricey as this, but we've done some like basement waterproofing type stuff, put in some drainage, that kind of thing, added a sump pump, some things like that, which obviously helps the longevity of the house, but yeah, I mean, it's an old house, there are going to be more repairs as we go on, but like the mayor said, this is the most, most important probably, put the roof on and
And there's an annual appropriation of $25,000 that we do from the general fund for anything that might pop up. But we just did the porch.
yeah, the porch was about 20,000. There was some rotting on the back porch because of roof issues, drainage problems. A portion of the porch was kind of just falling apart. We had that fixed by carpenter and had it all redone. It looks really nice. So yeah, those smaller projects, the basement, that kind of thing, they continue to happen, you know, one a year or whatever, so we can slowly work on those things. But this is something, it's not like we just wanted to do it right and do it at once, as I felt, and the mayor felt that's the right way to do it. You know, and everything recommended by the architect was, if you don't do it all at once, you're gonna always go back and be trying to retrofit and stuff like that, so it's not going over.
So we can't do artificial because then it wouldn't fall under the historical. or-
Yeah, I think.
Because I thought the cost would probably be less, but.
Yeah, I think the entire house has to be like, don't quote me, but I think it's like 80-20.
At least 80%.
80% like original, so it would really throw it towards
Yeah,
in the
on
wrong
original.
direction. There's already things in the house that are, you know, that have been modernized per se. There's quite a bit, so,
Plumbing, I hope.
yeah, things like that, so if
The air
you.
conditioning.
Exit
Yeah,
doors.
like we have a modern furnace and things like that, so if you go and do a major thing like the roof, that's really going, it's not.
I get it,
the same.
yeah. I was just curious, thank you.
And we're learning more about federal grants. I went to a federal grant seminar last year. Maybe I can reach out to the 501c3 and work with them on,
Doing some pointers or something.
yeah, give them some contacts and maybe work with them.
Did you have a question, Councilor?
It's not a question, I was just gonna say, I've worked with durable slate multiple times. There's only two people that I would go to for slate and durable one, so.
Good to
You
know.
have a good.
Okay. Are we looking to do this 1, 2, 3 and do it this year?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to object to 1, 2, 3 today?
It was in the capital. for
Yeah,
this
it was
year.
in the
Yeah.
hand last year. It's a 2-year plan capital.
Unless there's other questions, we can move on to 4.5, the real estate donation.
I will speak briefly and hand it off to Mark quickly, but basically there's about 150 acres of land that we've been working with the Land Conservancy that they want to give to us. It's basically unusable land. We had multiple numbers of different entities that came in that explored the idea of using the land, but there's a lot of wetlands contained therein. I hear a lot of people talking about green space. Well, here's 150 acres of it, so. Do you wanna get into the technicalities of all that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's 100, I didn't hear.
I think it was 150.
115.
150, misspoke.
Acres, yeah, for those of you familiar, it's around the Bedford anodizing, old Bedford anodizing site. Western Reserve Land Conservancy approached the city, asked if we were interested in accepting it, as donated property. There would be deed restrictions that would prevent it from being utilized other than as a conservancy type use, so we would be restricted and wouldn't be able to develop it at some point in the future, so just keep that in mind.
Is it able to be used as parkland, or can we ask them to develop it?
So that's something we'll talk about, the deed restrictions, but that should be consistent with the conservancy use, similar to the Jet Conservancy that we currently have. We can do trails and things of that nature based on some of the old research that we've done, so.
115.6.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's all within Macedonia? Because it's on the border, right?
The portion that we're
It's
talking
on
about
I
is
don't think it is, yeah.
It's
Okay.
all on the
Southwest.
east side of the highway.
Okay.
But it does border to the south of
Yeah.
Northfield Center, but
That's
the
what-
part that is ours
Right,
is
right.
what, is
Okay.
115.6.
Got it. Okay,
That's ours to give.
got it.
Yeah, the map was a little goofy.
Yeah, and that, I mean, for the record, that is the closest approximation. There may be some slight boundary adjustments when the deed gets finalized, but that's 99.9% the boundary.
Anyone object to 1, 2, 3 on this one? All right. 46, Counselor Brandt?
This is something we've done, I think, 3 times already. We've appropriated money to Northfield Historical Society. Northfield and Macedonia used to be one, so they keep records and history of Macedonia. This year, they're in need of a furnace. They're not able to have their water on without having a furnace, so instead of 500, which we usually appropriate, I'm suggesting is 1,000 this year, just for the furnace project, and maybe next year we'll go back to 500, so.
Am I wrong, or did we neglect to give them 500 last year?
Yes, when we had some computer issues, it was like the same meeting in April. So we had voted on giving them $500,
But
ready
never
to
did
give
it.
never physically did it. That's
Okay.
been rectified, so that's why we don't have any records of what they did with our funds in 2025, because
Right.
we did not give them funds in 2025. So next year, they'll be able to come to us and let us know what they did with our funds in 2026, which is probably just buy a furnace. And I think Mrs. Bertel is gonna speak with us today.
Okay. Anyone have any
Let's
questions?
do 1, 2, 3 on that, because they
Yep.
need that furnace before winter.
Yep.
Dumb question. What building is this?
It's the Palmer House next to, across the street from like Farinacci's, next to where the ice cream
Oh,
social.
okay.
Yeah. Next to, the Northfield Elementary School.
Yeah, got it.
All right, 47.
Yep, so this is to post 12 very well-used gov deals, to put them up for auction. To replace all 12. They have served the building well and our members well, but there's a lot of work needs done to a lot of them. So we're looking to replace them, just post them with gov deals.
And this is part of our regular mixed schedule of swapping out these machines,
Yeah.
so we've been on a program for some years now,
so
swapping
this
them
is-
out after so
yeah.
many miles.
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, so.
Miles is
Yeah,
lots.
it's true.
Average miles is probably around, on each machine is probably around between like 60 and 70,000 miles. Which is a lot for a treadmill.
I didn't know they reported it.
It's true,
That's
now
pretty
they
cool.
do. Originally they didn't, but now our latest batch of machines track all that stuff for us.
So do you want to put these on something like gov deals? Do we want to do 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, it's-
All right, there is a motion on here for a donation. I don't know if anyone wants to talk about that.
The donation to the senior center, we appreciate that from
Yes, we do.
Mr.
Carnahan.
Carnahan. Anyone have anything else? All right, see you out there in a minute.
Good evening and welcome to the July 23rd, 2026 Macedonia Council meeting. It is 7:31 p.m. Mr. Gaddetti, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Finley.
Here.
Ferraro.
Here.
Grant.
Here.
Garbus.
Here.
Cummings.
Here.
Now I ask Chaplain O'Brien to lead us in the invocation. Please stand.
As we gather this evening to do the city's work, let's ground ourselves in the shared values that bring us here: fairness, respect, and a commitment to the common good. May our words be thoughtful, our listening generous, and our decisions guided by clear evidence, experience, and a genuine desire to uplift every resident. Let us remember that disagreement is not division, and that progress is built on open minds, steady patience, and the courage to adopt whatever new facts or ideas emerge. As we acknowledge those who came before us, the diverse communities that shape our city today, and the generations who will inherit the results of what we decide. May we use our time wisely, steward our resources responsibly, and keep our focus on the safe streets, healthy neighborhoods, and opportunities that reach every area across Macedonia. With humility and resolve, let's proceed together, aiming for choices that are not only effective, but also equitable, compassionate, and worthy of the trust placed in us. Amen. And now Mayor Molnar will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Okay, approval of minutes.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for the Thursday, June 4th, 2026 regular council meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next up, we have public comments. We ask you to come to the microphone here, give your name and address, and we ask you to stay to 5 minutes or less. And first up is Ellen Bertel. Welcome.
Ellen Bertel, 319 West Highland Road, Northfield Center. I'm with the Historical Society of Old Northfield and the Palmer House Museum. First, I want to thank Jessica Brandt. She found that we did not receive a check that she thought had been sent out to us, and we did some research on it, and she found that we did not receive the donation that you had approved for last year, and she got it out to us, and thank you very, very much on that. Really appreciate that. We had a good year with some bad news at the Palmer House this year. First of all, let's get into some of the good news. We had a donation to complete all of the windows. So we did that. We got our quotes, we signed our contracts, made our down payment. We also got news that we're getting water back into the Palmer House. We've been without water since about 2019. And so we haven't been able to flush a toilet or water the flowers or anything. But we're getting water back in. The date keeps getting pushed because every time a water main breaks in Cleveland, they have to take care of that first before they put our new water line in. And they have to do that when school isn't open because they have to shut down the water to the school also. So after we signed the contract and we made the deposit on the windows, which was all good stuff, we lost our furnace. So we had some money left over from the donation from the windows, so we moved that from getting a new side door into our furnace fund, which is where your $500 has gone into. It's gone into our furnace fund. Because now that we're getting water back, we have to have heat before everything freezes. Otherwise, we could end up with a lot of problems there. So, like I said, the $500 that was donated to us from 2025 that we just recently received, that has gone into our furnace fund. We had an ice cream social a couple weeks ago, and that netted us about $700. But we need a total of about $4,000, so you're gonna see me out shaking the donation can for this. We're doing okay. I think we'll be able to get this furnace in before the frost. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. Does anybody have any questions?
No, and actually on our agenda tonight is an appropriation for another $1,000 for this year to go towards your furnace. So we'll be voting on that tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean,
I'm glad your social went so well. That's great that you were
yes,
able to
it
kick
went
this
really
off.
well. We had about 50 more people than we did last year, and people were very excited. We had, at one time, I think we had over 50 visitors into the Palmer House. The ice cream was all donated by Handles, and we ran out of that, so we had purchased some ice cream over at Mark's. I had free coupons from Pierre's. So we went through another 4 containers of ice cream. So about another 40 or so scoops of ice cream for that. So everything went real well. We had really nice vocalists there singing all patriotic songs. That was our America 250. And even though July 4th has passed, America 250 does go to December 31st. So if you have anything in the works, you still have a few more months there. But thank you very much.
Thank you for being such a good steward of the money that we're appropriating to you, and you guys are doing a great job of getting some good projects done and keeping with our history.
Okay.
So we
Thank
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, next up we have Karen and Josh.
So, Josh Elliott, I guess 1280 East Aurora Road is the United Methodist Church of Macedonia. But we are here for the Community Christmas Connection. Just wanted to give you an idea and an update of what it was that we did this past December. We came up with an idea of, we know that there are a lot of families in and around the area that struggle around Christmas time, especially last year. There were cuts to public funding and things like that people weren't able to do some of the things that they would normally be able to do. And so with that in mind, we had been talking for a few years, and we finally put it all together and launched this Community Christmas Connection. The idea being that we would invite parents or guardians to come in and shop for their kids, provide a Christmas for them. And the beautiful thing is when I pitched the idea, I made it very clear this is not a United Methodist Church thing. This is a community event, and we kind of coined the phrase by the community for the community. Altogether, there were, I believe, nine different churches involved, several different companies and businesses from the area, and several public organizations that were involved as well. And so we collected toys, we raised money, and then towards the beginning of December last year, we actually hosted the event where we invited these parents or guardians to come in. We got the names of all of the kids through the schools, so we worked with the school system, and we were very careful to make sure that we protected any information about the kids. We didn't want anyone knowing who was coming or receiving any such aid or whatever. And so we had an event that lasted the whole day where parents and guardians could come in. They shopped throughout several different rooms in the church. In one room, they were able to shop for small and big items. They got 5 presents from that specific room. Then they went to another room where there were stocking stuffers. Each kid was eligible for 10 different stocking stuffers. There's another room where we were wrapping presents, or we would provide the families with wrapping paper and tags and bows and tape so that they could do it themselves. And then there was another room that partnered with another organization that provided, we had over 100 bicycles. So every kid that came in had an opportunity to get a bicycle. And we had a bunch of other things, Christmas trees with decorations and gift cards. It was a pretty amazing experience. And Karen's going to tell you, she's more of the numbers person.
I actually have it.
Oh, look at that. Perfect.
Good evening. My name is Karen Comer, 8680 Reserve Lane in Macedonia. And I'm here to kind of give you the numbers. There is a slide. If you go one more, please. There. We served 55 families, 118 kids. They all got, like Josh said, 5 presents. So we gave out 590 presents plus at least 1,000 stocking stuffers. But I think one of the most important things that we wanted them to feel was that they were loved, that they were seen, and that somebody cared about them. And there's a couple people here that actually got to be what we called elves, and they got to walk the people around. And they said that the experience was just so heartwarming and moving that, you know, that they hope we can grow the program next year. Or this year, I should say. Our goal this year is to double the number of families. And not only are we going to work with the schools again, but we're also going to work with the Emergency Assistance Center to maybe identify families that don't have school-aged children, which is what we'll get from the school district. And then we're looking at other avenues as well. But did anybody have any questions for us?
I'll just add to it, I think it's amazing that you guys are bringing the interfaith things together, and it's actually Pastor Josh, to
Yes.
give you your credit.
Yeah.
And he's also a fellow Rotarian along with Kathy, and
Yeah.
former neighbors and friends, but
Yeah.
you guys do an amazing job, and when I saw the video at the Rotary Club, I was just blown away at what you did, because it's so selfless, and it's amazing that what you guys have developed there. And again, bringing all the different faiths together to act as one to help was just, it's heartwarming. I mean, I can't say enough about it, but we're gonna put this out, council, you're gonna get their whole slide and everything. We'll put it out on our social media, we're gonna put it out to everyone, but bigger than any of that, obviously, I'm gonna put it out there for donations. I mean, these things cost
Yeah.
money, and if you're willing to help or can help, I would encourage anyone to do that, because again, it's such a selfless, beautiful thing, and I can't say enough good about it. I mean, it just makes the hair on my arm stand up thinking about it, because when I watched that video, I was just blown away. I mean, I almost wanted to cry just watching
Yeah.
how wonderful that is. So I can't thank you guys enough for what you did.
Well, thank you.
And one thing, after they got done shopping, they got to enjoy refreshments in another room with a whole bunch of other people to just sit there and socialize with them. And then they ended the day, it happened to be Pastor Josh this year, but it will be with some pastor or priest from another church. With one final, hug goodbye and another $25 gift card for anything we weren't able to get them. And they were escorted out with someone to put the stuff in their car for them, and it was just hugs everywhere.
Well, you thought of everything, huh? That's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are really, really thorough.
Yeah, it
Sounds
was-
like
it-
they were great group of people putting this together.
And we do have a website. I think if you go one more slide, no, maybe a couple, maybe it's at the end. I should have put it in there somewhere, maybe I didn't. But it's christmasconnect.com. If you need me to send that to you, I'd be
Well,
happy.
Yeah, it'll be on our social media too, and hope it's on the slide probably.
Very,
So
it should be somewhere. If I didn't, then that was my
And
error.
people
but-
can, you can take donations of money, toys,
What we-
wrapping stuff,
yep.
or mostly money is.
New unwrapped toys, age appropriate and it could be any kind of a toy. We do, like Josh said, small toys and large toys, so things that are under $15 are considered small toys. Anything that's under $5 usually goes in the stocking stuffer room. So the larger ones, and we're taking gift cards, Kohl's, Target, Walmart, whatever you can get. Fuel-only cards for gas for the ones that drive, that would be a really good idea. And then we do take donations, but because we don't have our own bank account and we don't have our own organization, we're asking that people go through one of the churches that we're affiliated with and designate it through that church, because they're all 501c3s, so it's a tax deductible contribution. But that's all listed on our website, all of our partners.
If I could offer a suggestion, we have a lot of assisted livings and nursing homes that the elderly don't get visited, and the church. That would also, if you were looking to expand, that might be a great avenue to help out the elderly in our community as well.
Okay, all right, we'll consider that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Josh? We thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
You guys are amazing people. You should be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, you don't have to, if you can go, you won't.
No, you have to stay and listen to the rest of this meeting.
In a minute, we're all gonna get up
Especially
and
Mr. Posar. He's never seen one of these. All right, last on our list is Mr. Skarupa.
Good evening.
Hi, Joe.
I'm only here to pass on a compliment and a thank you for Sue facilitating the process of getting those no truck turns on South Bedford or onto the entry of South Bedford. And I want to compliment Dan Wilson, who called me ahead of time and talked to me about where would I like to have the signs and when are you going to do it. And so we had a great conversation, so compliments to Dan Wilson for what he did. I do believe that the sign going east is the best position. The one going west, I would prefer it, and Dan and I talked about this, to be close to where the sign says for 271. But he said that's a railroad issue. Might be an issue putting that, and the railroad might have a problem. So we ended up putting it on the sign on the far corner by Dunkin' Donuts. Now that sign is too small, and I don't know if it's going to be seen, but we'll give it a try and see. But that's my compliment. Thank you for the effort, Sue. Thank you, Mayor, for expediting that and let's hope it makes a difference. Let's hope it mitigates the truck traffic. It's not going to eliminate it, I'm sure, but let's hope it's at least subsides a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Step in the right direction, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a small step. Let's hope it works. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, correspondence?
We have 22 pieces of correspondence. The first one is from the Summit County Prosecutor's Office, their summer 2026 letter. Among the tops was Macedonia Police Officer Chad Redfern. That says, Assistant Prosecutor Mitchell nominated Officer Chad Redfern for his instrumental work investigating a stolen vehicle report that ultimately led to the arrest, prosecution, and conviction of a predator. Officer Redfern's work investigating the defendant for grand theft auto resulted in the discovery of child sex abuse material, video and photo evidence of cruelty to his dog, and homemade explosives in the defendant's home. Officer Redfern's diligence and follow-up in the case brought these hidden offenses to light and helped put the offender away for at least a decade. The second piece of correspondence is from July 23rd, and this is from Gerald Traver. And this is regarding dispatcher Slazak, fire medic Maloney, and fire medic Alders. I just want to thank last night's dispatcher who took my call and got the EMS crew to my house for my wife. She had me stay on the line until they arrived and acted as if she was holding my hand. The crew also did a great job ensuring nothing major happened. Thanks to both Jerry and Trevor. Our next piece of correspondence is from Macedonia Police Sergeant Brian Vince. This is from Thursday, July 9th. This is a letter of commendation regarding police officer Quintrell. And Sergeant Vince says, "It is with great pride that I formally commend Police Officer Quintrell of the Macedonia Police Department for his exceptional actions and unwavering dedication to preserving human life during a pedestrian versus vehicle crash on July 3rd, 2026. Upon arriving at the scene during a heavy rainstorm, Officer Quintrell encountered an extremely critical situation. The victim was lying motionless on the roadway, had suffered catastrophic injuries, and exhibited no pulse. Without hesitation, and despite the challenging weather conditions, Officer Quintrell immediately initiated life-saving chest compressions. Through his determination and skill, Officer Quintrell successfully restored the victim's breathing. When the fire department arrived, the victim once again stopped breathing. Officer Quintrell immediately resumed chest compressions, refusing to give up on the patient. His continued efforts resulted in the victim breathing once again before being transported for advanced medical care. The victim sustained severe head trauma, multiple broken bones, and significant internal bleeding. Despite the extent of his life-threatening injuries, the victim remains alive as of this date. about the victim's ultimate outcome rests with medical professionals. There is no question whatsoever that Officer Quintrell's immediate intervention and relentless commitment provided the victim with the opportunity to survive. Officer Quintrell demonstrated extraordinary composure, courage, and perseverance under exceptionally difficult circumstances. His willingness to continue providing high-quality life-saving measures, despite the adverse weather and repeated setbacks, reflects the very highest standards of the Macedonia Police Department. His actions exemplify the professionalism, selflessness, and commitment to public service that our officers strive to achieve every day. Officer Quintrell's outstanding performance brought great credit upon himself and the Macedonia Police Department. It is my honor to recognize his exceptional efforts and extend my sincere appreciation for his life safety actions on July 3rd, 2026. Respectfully submitted, Sergeant Vince. This next piece of correspondence is from July 6th, 2026, obviously. This is from Lori Box Gatos. Ms. Gatos says, my husband, Tom Gatos, on Wednesday, July 1st, had a heart attack. It was the immediate actions of Anthony Nowicki and Matthew Snowden when arriving at our home that saved my husband's life. The diagnosis was quick and administered necessary treatment that kept 99% of blockage from taking his life. They say it's their job, but it is more than that. They are heroes in our community. I wanted you to know how grateful we are to Macedonia, the paramedic team, and these two heroes. Our next piece of correspondence is from June 21st, 2026. This is from Macedonia Police Sergeant Dan Matiga. This is to the Chief Lieutenant Costello and Supervisor Young. Sergeant Matiga says, I would like to advise you of an outstanding job done by Dispatcher Elias on Saturday, June 20th, 2026. On this date, at 8:58 hours, she took a 911 call from Sagamore Hills. The caller advised her 3-year-old autistic son had possibly walked out of the house. The mother advised the child left approximately 5 minutes before she called. Dispatcher Elias began to gather information about the child and immediately dispatched Sagamore units to the area. She continued to speak with the mother and question her for possible areas her son could be. Dispatcher Elias then asked questions that pertain to autistic children, whether or not the child is attracted to certain things like dogs or neighbors. Upon asking this question, you can immediately hear the mother realize her son is attracted to water. Dispatcher Elias then continues asking if there are any bodies of water in the area or pools, and the mother states that there is a pool 2 houses down from hers. The mother advises that she is walking that way. When the mother arrived at the pool, you can hear on the call she yells to someone that she is checking the pool. Moments later, you can hear the mother scream and drop the phone. At that time, Dispatcher Elias notified responding units that the child may be in the pool. Dispatcher Elias then used Rapid SOS to locate the address of the pool and to relay units to that location. At this time, the mother got back onto the phone in a hysterical state, saying her son was dying. Dispatcher Elias remained calm and advised the mother she needed to perform CPR. The mother advised she did not know CPR. Dispatcher Elias still remained calm and explained she would help her through it, but that they needed to get the child on the ground. The mother continued to scream, and Dispatcher Elias continued with instructions about getting the child on the ground and how to start CPR. The mother stated her boyfriend had arrived and was starting CPR. Dispatcher Elias began instructions, and the mother could hear repeating the instructions to her boyfriend. At this time, you could hear the child become responsive and cry. The phone was then dropped shortly after, and you could hear a third person state police were on the scene. It was confirmed the child was doing well and will make it. I believe Dispatcher Elias's quick thinking to ask the appropriate questions she recently learned in training, along with utilizing the tool she has, saved the child's life. Had Dispatcher Elias not prompted the mother, who was in an extreme emotional state, I don't feel the mother would have thought to look in the pool at the time she did. This would have delayed locating the child, which would have possibly led to the child's death. I feel Dispatcher Elias did an excellent job utilizing her skills, training, and tools to save a child's life. This action should be commended and celebrated to our community. We should be proud to have someone like her working at our agency and being a role model to our young employees.
Now, I was recently asked by a friend of mine, would you ever live out in the country? And I replied, no. And it's because of things like this, and they ask me, why do you stay in Macedonia? We have an amazing group of people. I mean, everyone's amazing, but our safety forces, this is just proof over and over and over again of how reliable and how good they are at what they do. I mean, so many lives saved and such great training and being prepared in the event, God forbid, that you have to deal something so severe and crazy. But I can't thank our safety forces enough. I mean, that again, I mean, you got the good things in the correspondence from the clerk. We have the people coming and helping, but our safety forces are absolutely amazing, and lives were saved. I just think it's amazing. I can't say it enough times how appreciative I am of the people that work for this city. And again, it makes me want to stay here. I mean, if you've ever had a feeling to move, that right there, God forbid I ever need them, I know I have them. So to my country comment, they get here a lot faster, and I know that we'd be in good hands. So thank you. I can't say it a million times. Thanks to our safety forces. Okay.
Did you say you had 22 pieces?
I was just joking.
Oh.
It felt like 22 though, huh?
That's why Hoover took today off. He don't want to do all that reading.
Yeah.
My tick marks ended
This is what
at
you
5.
get for never having to work.
It sounded like he emailed the police department and said, anything you guys
He's like,
want
"We'll
to
show
write in?
Okay, are we moving on?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's, oh, no, that's just I would like to make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to revised code 121.22G, paragraph 1, to discuss the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, as well as paragraph 4 of the same revised code, to prepare for, conduct, or review negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment.
Second.
Roll call.
Counselor Finley?
Yes.
Ferraro?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
Garvis?
Yes.
Cummings?
Yes.
I'll also ask Director Gaddetti, Chief Yakubowicz, and Director Smith to join us, please.
You get 17 more pieces of correspondence.
Yeah, right.
Just read stories to us.
4 of them came in while you guys were in there.
Okay, we are back. Do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move into pending or new legislation, starting with ordinance number 39.
All right. I would like to make a motion to offer ordinance number 39, 2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An emergency ordinance ratifying a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police for the Police Dispatcher Unit for years 2026, 2027, and 2028.
So it's somewhat self-explanatory, but this is the dispatcher contract. As I was telling everyone in the work session, negotiations are very long, they're very hard, they're very difficult, but we get to this point where we're all in agreement, happy to move forward, and when we sit here and talk about all the wonderful work they do, this is a testament to that. So, Chief, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think we covered everything.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? And what is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 39, 2026 and post same according to law.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 39 carries. Ordinance number 40.
I'd like to offer ordinance 40, 2026 for its first, second, and third readings by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An emergency ordinance ratifying a collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police for the Police Patrol Officer and Sergeant units for years 2026, 2027, and 2028.
Same sentiments as before, except this is patrol officers and sergeants. Is there any questions or comments?
Glad to get it done.
Yep. Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
I move that we pass ordinance 40, 2026 and post the same according to law.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 40 passes. Resolution 41.
I move to offer resolution number 41-2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An emergency resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into the discount drug market settlement as part of the National Opioid Litigation Settlements pursuant to the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding, consistent with the material terms of the July 21st, 2021 proposed National Opioid Settlement Agreement.
Director Gaddetti.
So this is similar to what council has done previously in choosing to participate in the National Opioid Settlement Agreements. This one came in a couple of weeks ago, approximately 2 weeks ago. Discount Drug Mart is willing to provide the city with a settlement of approximately $5,500. It would be subject to the same restrictions as the other opioid settlements if you chose to participate. The deadline is August 1st.
Thank you. What is your pleasure?
I move to adopt resolution number 41-2026 and post according to law.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 41 carries. Ordinance number 42.
Mayor, I'd like to offer ordinance 42, 2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance providing the current compensation schedule for the non-union employees of the city of Macedonia, Ohio.
So this piece of legislation addresses wage compression. We have been working on this for quite some time as it relates to where we are and where we're headed with the service staff, or I shouldn't say the service staff, but the subordinate staff to the leadership and moving the scales up so that they're not too close to each other. It addresses all that, it corrects that problem, and moves all of those up. That's the simplest way I could describe that.
I'd like to make a motion to amend section 1 to increase the maximum of pay grade 12 to increase by 8%, and the maximum of pay grade 14 to increase by 6%.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, any questions or comments? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
Does that go back to, that goes back to me, I apologize. I would move that we pass and post the amended version of ordinance 42, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Ordinance 42 carries. Ordinance number 43.
Mayor, I'd like to offer ordinance 43, 2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance amending section 161.20 of the city's codified ordinances concerning city council member eligibility to participate in the city's employee healthcare plan.
I will hand this one to you.
Let's just.
Or either of you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can do it.
I apologize.
So, ordinance 43 would take the ability for members of city council to enroll in the city's healthcare plan and other benefits away. This is something that prior city councils passed in 2010, I believe.
2012.
2012, thank you. And this would take that eligibility away from council. Currently, it is, as drafted, if it passes tonight, would take that away at the end of the term.
Current terms.
The current terms. Well, actually, I believe.
The
Is it
terms.
the current terms, or would it be at the term of the 3?
It would not touch the term of any current member of council.
Okay, that's a better way of
It
saying
would be
it.
effective for any subsequently elected.
Subsequently
member of
elected, thank you. But anyone that, as it's currently written, would continue to be eligible until the end of their term.
Correct.
Any discussion?
The eligibility was probably a good idea at the time, but times have changed drastically since 2012, so it is something that actually I wish we would have gotten rid of sooner, but I think it's time for it to go now. It's too much of a perk for council.
Okay, what is your pleasure?
I move that we pass and post according to law ordinance number 43, 2026.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Me.
Ordinance 43 carries. Ordinance number 44.
I move to offer ordinance number 44, 2026 for all 3 readings by title only.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Durable Slate Company for the 2026 Manor House replacement project.
Pretty self-explanatory. The roof's getting replaced. As long as I've sat up here on council or as the mayor, I felt that this building was important. I mean, Mayor Long gave us that park. It's integral to Macedonia. I feel it's something we should preserve. Without a good roof, what happens? You lose your home. So, simplest of things I could say. Questions or comments?
It's very expensive because it's slate roof. We have to keep the property historical, so that's why we're going with real slate. It was something that has been on our 5-year capital plan for the past 2 years, so it's not a surprise, and it was in the ballpark of what we had planned on, so it's not a surprise. So as everyone had mentioned, getting the roof watertight is going to help everything underneath it stay clean and dry and fixed and not have to be continually fixed, which will hopefully help the Longwood Manor Society continue on with their work. So it's a good investment for the city if we're going to be keeping this house around to get the roof all shored up. And according to Mr. Finley, it's Durable Slate, the company that won the bidding process, is an excellent slate company, and he thinks we did a good job getting them. So it is expensive, but it'll be a worthwhile cost.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
I move to adopt ordinance number 44, 2026 and post the same according to law.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 44 carries. Ordinance number 45.
I move to offer ordinance number 45, 2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement to accept the donation of certain real property for conservancy purposes.
So this is essentially 115.6 acres of majority of wetland. I have been approached by many different entities about trying to develop the property, but because it's mostly wetland, there's really not a whole lot of use. And if you know anything about that, and if you disturb a wetland, it's very, very expensive to build on that. So we were approached by the Western Reserve Land Conservancy. There's so many conservancies, it's hard to keep up with. And essentially, the city's going to take it. And then all the people out there that always talk about, oh, you keep building, you don't have any green space. Well, here's 115.6 acres. So I think that that's a move in the right direction for those that say those types of things and recognize that I see that, and this is a good thing. So what am I missing? Director Goodetti.
Nothing, sir.
Just so the residents know, this is the area south of Highland, east of Route 8. You'll actually see a little bit of the wetness of the wetland when you're driving north on Route 8, so that'll just stay preserved. And according to Mr. Guidetti, it is possible for it to be turned into parkland, usable land, just not developed.
Yeah, it'll just have to be consistent with the deed restrictions once we aware of them.
And secretly, when in my younger days, trekked through there and fish. So it was kind of cool as a child to find that little pond that no one ever had fished
You have
before.
Fish with 3 eyes. 'Cause
And
that's
rip
what
things
I-
out of there that were very exciting. So, and what is your pleasure?
I move that we adopt ordinance number 45, 2026 and post same according to law.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 45 carries. Ordinance number 46.
I make a motion to read ordinance number 46, 2026 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance appropriating funds for the preservation of the City of Macedonia historical items by the Historical Society of Old Northfield.
We've been appropriating money to the Historical Society of Old Northfield for 3 or 4 years now. Typically we do 500. This year we decided on 1,000 because they are in need of a furnace so they can have their water turned back on and so they can have a furnace. It is called the Historical Society of Old Northfield, but Old Northfield also used to encompass what is now Macedonia, so that's why we feel the need that it is preserving the history of Macedonia. So that is why we are interested in appropriating them funds.
What is your pleasure?
I move that we pass ordinance 46, 2026 and post the same according to law.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 46 carries. Resolution 47.
I'd like to offer resolution 47, 2026 for its first, second, and third readings by title only.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
A resolution authorizing the disposition of certain municipal property by the City of Macedonia Director of Parks and Recreation in accordance with the City of Macedonia Codified Ordinance, Section 121.05, and Ohio Revised Code, Section 721.15.
So for the most exciting piece of legislation tonight, Mr. Eckendorf.
Appreciate it. This is just requesting the ability to post 12 treadmills that are currently in the rec center on GovDeals. They have reached the end of their useful life, have significant amount of repairs needed on them, and would like to replace them. So posting them to hopefully get some money back for them, and using that money towards the purchase of new ones.
And we budget for that, plan for that, and I believe you said in the work session there was somewhere at around 60 to 70,000 miles on them, so yes,
Yes.
time.
Good job,
Absolutely.
rec center people, putting all those miles on.
Yes. Very
What is
fit
your
to me.
pleasure?
I move that we pass resolution 47, 2026 and post the same according to law.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 47 carries. Any other motions or legislative actions?
I move to accept a donation by Michael Carnahan in the amount of $50 to be utilized for senior center activities.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr. Carnahan. I'm sure they will appreciate that. Moving into the mayor's report, Dispatcher Elias was amazing in her work. Elias, I'm sorry. It's been Elias. It's been a long night. But I won't belabor the point, but I'm very proud of the work she did and the life that she saved that day, and I wanted to bring reference to it, but in our next meeting, we'll be paying tribute to her and have her come in and talk a little bit more about that, so I'll save more words for that day. The gas line strike that took place in Twinsburg, you may have noticed that the city of Macedonia put a moratorium on all those types of drilling that occur in Macedonia. Since that time, we have lifted that, but I will assure you that we have taken all the steps necessary to make sure it's done in the most safest way. Anything that comes through to this city that's going to involve any digging, going into the ground, we are looking at each one and approving them after we review them internally. We've had a lot of eyes on it, and I can tell you, we had a third party come in and we discussed it with them, and they even stated that the system that we already had in place was a lot more beefy than most communities. So we were already on top of a lot of that. And if you do see flags coming out, you may see work, but those are all being approved by us internally with the utmost safety in mind. So just understand that we took it very seriously. We had the moratorium just like everyone else did, but we're confident in the safety of the public and what we're going to do moving forward. Next on my list is the Key Inn and BP. I keep hearing about it. I'll just touch on it briefly. They're dilapidated. They look terrible. I get that. It's tied up in court. I'm going to have Director Guidetti give a few words about it, but understand that I'm tired of looking at it too. I drive by that thing and it makes my skin crawl. So just know that from where I sit, yeah, I'm with you. But unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of the court. So anything you want to add?
Yeah, so a little bit on Kean in particular. I think I mentioned last time that was going through a foreclosure process through Berkshire Bank on the mortgage. They did successfully foreclose, and that basically gives them the right to control the property but not the obligation. The court then ordered a sheriff's sale several times through the county sheriff, as who typically does the sheriff sales for these type of foreclosures. It failed to sell. They then moved to a private auction. It also failed to sell at private auction. And now I think recently there's, without talking out of school, I think there's some other potential opportunity for that to maybe transfer in a responsible way that would benefit the community, but that's kind of being worked on right now, and there may be some future updates on that. Simultaneously, the city is moving forward with its local demolition process, which is authorizing the city to demolish nuisance building per our Macedonia codified ordinances. We found a better address to send the service to. That was in effect, I believe I just found out today, it was properly served on July 7th. Probably come back to council and ask for a reauthorization of that once we confirm that there's been no appeal. So you'll see that in the near future. On the BP building, as you recall, council did authorize the demolition of that. In the 11th hour before the demolition occurred, the attorneys for 7-Eleven filed for a preliminary injunction, which is basically a request, emergency request to stop the demolition. That resulted in a settlement agreement, which was not complied with from the city's perspective. We then moved forward with the demolition process again, another 11th hour filing to stop that demolition. While that case was pending, the representatives of 7-Eleven applied to the city's planning commission. This was approximately a month, maybe 2 months ago, with a proposed use for the BP facility. The court, over the city's objection 2 times, has continued the preliminary injunction hearing to see if the city's planning commission will grant them a conditional zoning variance or a use variance for that facility, because what they're proposing is not a use permitted as of right, but it may be a conditionally permitted use depending on how they define what their use is going to be, and the planning commission is working through that right now. The planning commission also required them to provide, or suggested they provide some specific information like traffic studies and things of that nature. They're also working on that. So the Court of Common Pleas judge was willing to give them a little bit of time to provide that to the planning commission to see what the planning commission does. So until that occurs, there won't be a preliminary injunction hearing right now. I believe it's going to be scheduled for September 14th by the judge.
So in other words, we're on top of it. Courts are kind of dictating things, but we're going to do everything we could do to take care of those problems as soon as we possibly legally can do it. Power lines. The past several days have sucked the entire life out of me as it relates to power lines and a lot of the staff. We had a power line that was hit for the 3rd time within 1 month. The way all this works is simply First Energy owns the pole, Ohio Edison's up on top, everyone that's beneath it leases that space. They cannot touch each other's lines. That's essentially what happened. So we were waiting, and I'm still not 100% of which line it was, and it's not really relevant at this point, but a truck hit it for the 3rd time, knocked out power. Businesses on Freeway Drive had no power for a long time. I'm frustrated with that, but fortunately I have a good contact at First Energy. She agreed to put up 50-foot poles as opposed to 40-foot poles. They did that. After a lot of kicking and screaming from a lot of different people, including myself, we got all the lines back up in the air, and I had the chief today go out and have someone measure. I think the height of a truck is supposed to be 13.3, is that correct? Beneath there. And I believe we measured 16 foot 6 inches for all the lines. So right now we're good. I'm not going to jinx it. I'll leave it at that. Everything's good and everything's back up where it should be, and hopefully that'll be good. Second last on my list is I want to pay tribute to Bill Klingberg. If anyone knew him, he was a wonderful man. He had passed recently, and if you can keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers, I would certainly appreciate that. And last but not least, please don't drive distracted. Put down the phone and drive the car. And I digress. I want to wish Mr. Finley a birthday. It was on July 6th. Happy birthday. John Varus, tomorrow. Happy birthday. We're going to sing to you all the way out. We're going to keep you as long as possible. Hopefully we hit midnight, we could sing to you.
Yeah.
And Nino Monaco will be on the
Go into
27th.
executive session again.
And that's the end of my report. Committee reports.
Parks and Rec Commission is slated to have its August meeting on August 19th. We do have some scheduling conflicts, so that dates might change. If you would like to come to that meeting and would like to know when it is, you don't see it on the calendar, contact me, Jay Brandt, at macedonia.oh.us, or Director Eckendorf, or you can call up the rec center. But as it stands now, it should be August 19th at 6 p.m.
Thank you. All right, department reports. Director Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. We are busy doing culvert replacements. We've done 9 so far. We have a handful left for the summer. We've been getting some good compliments on Route 8. I just want to give props to the guys out there on mowers and picking up trash. It's thankless, an endless job every day. Literally, it's just more trash. But the entrance to our city looks really good. A lot of people have been calling and saying good things this year. The new building, the roof is on. That's exciting. I cruised through there yesterday maybe, and it's just cool to see that like the roof is complete. It's dark in there, so yeah, it's just see the whole building come together. And we're doing a lot of GIS geolocations with our signage, so that's exciting. Getting all the signs put in GIS eventually. Steve's talking now about putting every mailbox into GIS. You know, we can keep up with like every mailbox that we work on and have a history on. It's like, so it's cool that the guys are like getting into this. So eventually we're just gonna have everything. Like, but it's exciting to see like them get into it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Director Eckendorf.
Thank you, Mayor. So we had a unexpected departure at the beginning of June on our staff. So we are excited to welcome a new rec manager for marketing, special events, and programs on Monday. Excited for him to join our team and get him up to speed. We've got some upcoming projects that'll be happening that were larger capital projects that were approved earlier in the year. The ball field netting at Longwood Park, that'll be happening the first 2 weeks of August. So we'll have those nets up and be able to protect our fall ball players and adult softball spectators starting then. And the Sugarbush restroom project, that unit is supposed to be delivered the week of August 24th. So once that's delivered, Thompson Recreation will be up to install that, and we'll have a permanent restroom at Sugarbush. And finally, our building shutdown is coming up at the end of August. The pool, which will be the lap pool, which will be resurfaced, will be closed August 23rd through September 7th, which is Labor Day. The building will be closed August 31st through September 7th. Both will reopen on September 8th, which is the day after Labor Day. Just a couple of the main projects going on. As I mentioned, the lap pool resurfacing project. Our normal deep clean throughout the building, which includes deep clean of locker rooms and showers and everything like that. And then, of course, hopefully some new treadmills. I just want to thank council for their approval to be able to post those.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Director Veras.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for birthday wishes. Born in 63 and I turned 63, so it'll be easy to remember. We have also passed July 15th.
So you have nothing to talk about.
So you're just going to talk about your birthday then?
July 15th.
You made it all about you.
July 15th is our deadline for Macedonia resident refunds, unless you have an extension with Rita. We'll honor that. And we just processed some refunds this week. So, end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Birthday Brevity.
Thank you.
Assistant Commissioner Allen.
Yeah, the Vinny Landing project out there on Valley View is starting to come to a close. We'll be looking at closing out next month. And so we noticed that the entryway is getting done. It's going to be wider, and they've been redoing the whole base, actually taking it down deeper and making it better than what it was. So that's all good. And one last thing, is just I've been here almost a year. Next month it'll be a year. And I just want to recognize my department and Nino's department, you know, on all the hard work that they do, not including myself. I don't include myself in that. I'm always learning from them. Nino is the best, and Susan and Julie and Chris, they know what they're doing. They handle a lot during the day and handle a lot of complaints, and they jump on things in a timely manner. And I feel privileged to be working under them all. And I just want to recognize that department. And the report.
We're happy to have you on board.
Yeah.
Great team, thank you. Director Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to remind everyone, HR is holding its annual health fair on 8/21 from 7 to 10.
That's for internal employees only, to be
That
clear.
is for employee health fair, yes, sir, and there's employees.
I just want to make sure we didn't advertise it. That'd be a lot. Chief Ripley.
Thank you, Mayor. Very proud to say that the Macedonia Fire Department and the City of Macedonia are well represented on every team that a firefighter can join in Summit County. We filled our last member on the Incident Management Assistance team, and as you're aware, the last couple of years, we've had great need to utilize these county teams, and it's great that we are represented in all facets of it. I'd like to wish Mr. Veras a happy birthday. And yes, John, the slate was very heavy when we originally put it on the Manor House roof when it was built. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. Chief Yakupovich.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank council for ratifying the contracts. I know the employees certainly appreciate it. Also, want to welcome Bruce Genovese back as part-time dispatcher. He was with us full-time years ago. Then he was hired by Cleveland, doing a different job full-time. He kind of stayed on as a contractor, but he's came back to us now part-time, and we're excited to have him back. End of report.
Thank you. Director Goodetti.
No report, sir.
Any unfinished business? Any new business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.